That was a refreshing taste of a beverage. Welcome back to Sippin With Sin podcast about 7 things and things, stuff that are important to everybody across the world, across the universe, across the astral plane. It is the #1 podcast of such and things, proven by people far, far smarter than us. It is what it is, except in your heart of hearts and your soul of souls, because it is just the damn truth. That's all there is to it. It's the truth. You have to accept it. It's another episode. I think it's episode 103. Counting and math is hard. I don't know. We're over 100, and I think that's where we're at. So let's welcome back our esteemed colleague, the one and only Christian, because maybe he can count.
I cannot. But it feels good to be back.
We're off to a great start. Nobody can count. Nobody can do math. Apparently, I can't click buttons correctly. Welcome back to, it should just be called the Dumpster Fire podcast at this point, because that's essentially what's happening.
Our mascot is a little dog that says "This is fine."
Yeah,
with a dumpster on fire.
We should totally make merch that's like that. Just
absolutely.
Welcome to the Sippin With Sin podcast, where everything goes wrong all the times. Embrace, which is actually in the 100+ episodes, pretty damn accurate of how much stuff broke.
100%.
And went wrong. Episode 100, I can't remember how many technical issues we had. And yeah, there's been a whole bunch. But it's another week, another episode, and we're happy to be back. So what we'd like to do to start every episode is talk about what we're watching, reading, listening to, or playing this past week. So who's got the honor of going first? Because we are clearly not organized enough to know who is leading.
I'm gonna go first, and if you don't mind, Sid, I'm gonna kind of do this a little differently. I'm gonna tell you guys what I have been watching, but then also go directly into the news that I have.
Okay.
Just to streamline it. So this week, obviously, we watched some stuff that we're going to talk about in depth later. But I started watching the show that everybody's already seen that I never watched called House. I don't typically like medical procedural shows, so that was something that just was never on my radar back when it was, really popular and on TV. But it's on Prime right now, and I needed something to kind of hold me over until I got a new episode of The Boys. And I saw it was on there, so I started watching it. And I binged season 1 and also finished season 2, I think, this morning. So those are done. And House is also something that I can kind of watch while I'm writing notes for other things sometimes. And then I can go back if I need to, because I'm not locked into House as much as I'm locked into some things I'll talk about here in a minute. But I've been watching that. It's a sweet show. I understand now why everybody was talking about it, while it was one of the most popular shows out at the time. So definitely recommend it for everybody like me who didn't watch it. Aside from that, I did want to talk about just some little tidbits of news that I have. One of them being the Superman movie that's coming out by James Gunn. I did see some new pictures of him, of David Cornsweet in the costume, and it is a little different from what we saw the first look picture to be. It's a lot brighter. The red pops, the yellow pops. It's still kind of baggy. He still has the collar. He still has the trunks. It does definitely look weird with no computer generation in there. There's obviously no CGI, it's just raw pictures. So he looks a little weird standing next to, I forget the actor's name who's playing Mr. Terrific. But I will say Mr. Terrific looks 100% like he does in the comics. It's just like they took the comic book image of him, and then now he's on the big screen. So that's kind of cool to see. He has the fair play jacket and all that. I hope that he sounds good. I'm not expecting him to put on a voice like he's Batman or something, but I just don't want to see an actor dressed up like this character that doesn't get much screen time in other media at all. And I just don't want to see him just looking weird and stupid up there. So that'd be cool. Superman suit, I don't want to talk about it forever, but there are things that I like about it for sure, but there are things that I really don't like about it, and I don't want to be too negative on the suit, because I know that it's subject to change. It'll probably change a couple times throughout this movie. It'll look better after they put CGI on it, I'm sure, and it'll change every movie after that, I'm sure, because that's kind of how comic movies have gone. But I got wind of who might be the villain, and I don't understand. So Sid, I'm going to ask you. I was actually going to ask you. Do you want to know who I have read?
I'm not. Will I watch it? Yeah, I'll watch Superman. But do I really care? And I'm super worried or invested? No. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not a huge Superman fan, so yeah, I'm curious.
So from what I understand, the villain is another version of Superman, which to comic book fans, you guys will know this version of Ultraman. Ultraman is the Superman
Ultraman?
from Ultraman. Yeah, I know. Ultraman is a version of Superman that is from Earth 3. He's evil Superman. The kryptonite actually makes him stronger. He like snorts kryptonite, like legit breaks it up like it's cocaine, snorts it up, and he gets like super jacked up. Like it's insane. I know, I know, it's crazy. But different kryptonite works on him. I think blue kryptonite is the one that weakens him, and is different for a Superman that we know and love. But yeah, Ultraman is the villain. I don't know how that works. I saw a costume for him, and it literally just is like an all black, like he looks like Black Noir. It's just imagine Black Noir from the Boys TV show, but it has a U on it from the Ultraman logo. That's literally what it is. So I don't understand how this is going to work. And he also has some little goggles on him. They remind me of Doomsday's goggles from his first appearance in the comics. So I
Like when
don't
he's coming up
know.
out of the earth? Is that what you're talking about? That?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I know exactly what you're
When
talking
he,
about.
yeah. So that's what he looks like. And
That is
I
my
like I
favorite
said, I
Superman
don't
comic,
get it.
by the way.
Oh, is it?
Oh
That's
yeah,
a good
Death of
one.
Superman. Yeah, I actually have that the whole thing of it, and I've read through that a bunch, and I liked it.
That's
Maybe
a good
because
one
he
to
seems
like
like
for sure.
immortal to me. It makes Superman
Yeah.
more
He's
vulnerable.
not a god. Yeah.
What'd you say? He's got to die? Is that what you just said?
I said he's no. I said he's not a god.
No, yeah, he's straight up getting his ass beat, and I loved it. I was for it.
Literally gets beat to death. Superman gets punched.
They have
to
a pretty
death.
bloody fight. They have a pretty brutal fight.
They do.
We're not going to talk about Doomsday because I don't want to be sad and think about what they've done to him in movies and
and shows. Yeah, totally get you. But like that's him. That's him. That's the villain right now. And like I said, I don't know how that can happen.
What are they calling this again? Superman what?
It's just called Superman.
And they're starting with that?
Exactly. That's the problem that I have. I don't know
because they've
why that
done
makes
Lex
sense.
Luthor too much, I guess. Like,
I don't know. Like, if I were gonna do a Superman movie and I wanted to do like a 3-movie deal or whatever and do Justice League or whatever the fuck, if that's what I was doing, then I wouldn't start with a villain like that because first off, that implies that Superman's been Superman for years, right? He knows Batman. They're already friends. Like all of this stuff. The Justice League is already a thing.
Because Gunn likes obscure characters too, doesn't he? Like he likes to pull people out that you don't really know.
He does, but that's why I don't understand because Ultraman is a big Superman villain, but also he's from a different Earth, like straight up from Earth 3. So like how does he get into this movie? Like I don't know how that works.
It's a multiverse. We're gonna pull in Affleck. We're gonna do all of it.
I mean, we'll see what happens. I'm hoping that
the Flash opened up the multiverse. That's how we bridge from one to another.
It did, but like this won't have anything to do with that universe that's now closed, right? That's ended. So this will be different. But I don't know. I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna wait and see. Like I could be wrong. I have no idea. Like
a comment in chat just said Marvel's greater than DC. And while I will agree, the movies up until Endgame and stuff, I mean they were more they did a much better job with them. DC's movies, there's been some I like, but for the most part, they've been a dumpster fire. Like they keep screwing up with it. But as far as characters and comics, I like DC better personally.
I think that the reason why,
but I'm a Batman. So obviously I'm gonna be DC.
We know the reason why Marvel movies, right, have been better than DC movies is because Marvel has a plan or had a plan, right? DC was
Marvel's
just
not been doing so hot lately, though. In my opinion, the movies I've seen have been meh.
But most of the but when people say, "Oh, Marvel's better than DC," that's what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Right? Most people that say Marvel is better than DC are people who started reading comics because they started watching the movies. Typically, not everybody. I know that a lot of people who say that DC is better than Marvel, people who watched the DC movies, particularly Superman and Batman movies that came out in the 80s, 90s, up until now. Then you got the Dark Knight trilogy and all that stuff, and they're like, "Oh, these movies are so great. These are amazing." But like when you look into the characters and what they can do and what they've been through and who they are and they stand for and all that stuff, I I tend to like DC more. I think that right now Marvel has some comics that are dope, but Marvel's comics kind of get good and bad depending on what's good and bad in the cinematic universe right now. Like Daredevil was so good for a while, and I haven't been reading it now, so I haven't caught up with it, so I don't know what it's doing. But like, I really liked the last like major Daredevil run, the last Hulk run, where what's it called, Immortal Hulk, that came out a couple years ago. That was fantastic. One of the best things that I've read. Immortal Thor was really good. Um, but and now I don't really like a lot of the stuff except for the new Ultimate Universe stuff that they're doing. So like the new Ultimate Spider-Man, Ultimate Black Panther, that's good. And then X-Men stuff is good, right? But X-Men is good because X-Men is in the zeitgeist right now. Everybody's watching the animated series. Everybody's watching X-Men '97, and they're bringing out Deadpool 3 soon that has Wolverine in it, who's opening up the door for the X-Men in the movies. So like, of course, the X-Men comics are good. They need to be good so that you will go see those movies. But DC, on the other hand, I've been following a lot longer, like consistently. I will drop off of Marvel for like a year and then go and read all the stuff. I will just binge read all the stuff and then, go back to DC. But that's not to say I think DC is like perfect. DC's done some trash stuff recently, some real bad stuff. But I just prefer it because that's my cup of tea. However, moving off
Stupid
of that, I
question.
didn't want to talk about that.
I have a stupid question. What's I know it's not Marvel DC. What's The Boys under?
Image.
Okay, that's the one I was thinking it might be, but I wasn't
Well,
sure.
actually, I think I lied to you. I think it's Valorant Comics. No, I don't think it's it. I think
Wait,
Image
did you say
bought
Valor?
it. No, not Valorant. It's different.
Valorant?
I think Image bought it. Hold on, let me double check.
What about Umbrella Academy?
Umbrella Academy. I think that one's Image is what? No, I forgot what that's under. I think that's under a different one.
Interesting.
I think that's a different one. Let me double check because I think. Oh, okay. I was so wrong. It was originally published by Wildstorm, which is DC, but Wildstorm doesn't exist anymore because it's
Boys
like all
Were?
integrated. Yeah, it all integrated.
Wow.
So it started. It's a DC, but they
I'm
finished
surprised
that
DC
with
allowed
Dynamite
them
Comics.
to do that though.
Well, Wildstorm is like rated R stuff. That's how they
Well, I
did.
mean, just they're
like
literally making fun of all of them. Like,
yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, the Wildstorm stuff, it started with that, and I think it was 2006 or seven. But then it goes to Dynamite Entertainment, and Dynamite does a lot of raunchy comic book stuff, like super bloody, super raunchy. Like Dynamite's that brand, and it's just a spinoff.
Image is
But
Invincible too, right?
yeah, Image is 100% Invincible. Image is Invincible. All of that.
You broke up after
But
Invincible. What? Were you saying Walking
it's
Dead?
Invincible and Walking Dead. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's where I got introduced to Image was Walking Dead.
Yeah.
But a lot of the stuff I've read from Image I actually really liked.
I mean, a lot of it, like I have a bunch of Image stuff behind me on
Definitely
that,
more of
a
darker. They have more darker themed.
Yeah, Image. The thing about Image is they're not beholden to the comics code of authority so much so as the big two, which would be DC and Marvel. So they can have their characters cussing and brutally murdering people and going through really dark shit. So that's where like the werewolf story that we did or read, the Astounding Wolfman, like that's Image. Like all
Haunt
that stuff
was Image,
is Image.
I think.
Haunt was also Image. Yeah.
I can't remember Farrell's what that was.
Feral's was not Image. That was
it was.
Dang, it's a obscure one, and I didn't read all of Feral's. I read the first.
I think I only read the first. The first volume.
It's top.
I think?
Is it Top Cow? Is it Top Cow?
I mean, I can go digging, but it's gonna take me a minute to dig down there and look.
Damn, I forgot. I gotta think about it. I think they're trying to make a Feral's show, by the way.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
I,
I mean, anything
I
werewolves
saw
can tell me.
something.
Okay, we've derailed.
We have. It's Avatar Press, by the way, which I don't know what else they've done, but yeah, Pharaoh's its own thing.
Okay.
But anyway,
Back on
I'm
track.
gonna finish what I was saying. Back on track.
We need like a sound effect or something that's like a derail, like a train going off the rails and then something coming back on, like or maybe just like
I do know that they're straight up filming Peacemaker season 2 in August, so we are getting that.
About time.
And then they're still finishing up the Penguin series that we're getting this year.
Wait, I thought that was done because it's coming out in like a couple months, isn't it?
No, it's done filming, but they have to finish editing it.
Oh, okay.
They're not
because
done
I saw a
with the
new
effects
trailer a week or two ago.
Yeah, that did come out.
It looked good.
And then,
I'm interested. I think Colin Farrell did amazing as Penguin, so I'm excited to see more of that universe.
Speaking of trailers,
and probably not know some of the people, and I'll be like, Christian, who are they talking about with all these like underground mobsters and people in Gotham?
Yeah, it's probably just going to be a lot of the Maroni family and Falcone.
Yeah.
But, or it definitely is because I watched the trailer. But we were talking about trailers, and I wanted to bring up, I did watch the trailer for Nosferatu, and that looks fantastic. And that's coming out Christmas. Really good. Bro, Merry Christmas to me. I can't wait for that to come out. I'm so excited. Robert Eggers, yes, take my money. Thank you so much.
It looks good. It looks creepy.
It looks better than good. It looks fantastic.
It looks like it's going to make you feel uncomfortable, and it's going to be a good vampire movie. And I can't wait. Skarsgård's Nosferatu, right?
Yes.
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure.
You don't see him.
Defoe's in it.
You don't see him in the trailer.
Yeah, I mean, they don't need to show him. They do not need to show him.
Yeah, no, I mean, you see like his figure, and you see his hands
see his shadow,
and shadows.
That's all you should see is his shadow. I don't want to see him until we see the movie. And if you've never seen what Nosferatu looks like, you'll just see. I mean, he's yeah.
I also have a little bit more news.
Okay.
I know that it's been a while since I brought up Mortal Kombat 1. We all know that they had Homelander come out. Peacemaker came out, then Homelander came out like DLC pack. Mortal Kombat 1's been getting a lot of scrutiny. I do know that they had that tournament like last week that just finished up where Sonic Fox won. Because I mean, Sonic Fox is one of the best fighting game professional players of all time. There's no getting around that. But anyway, they got leaked again, and we saw that Cyrax should be is going to be a playable character in Mortal Kombat 1, which I'm super excited for. However, it's not the Cyrax that we're used to, because we know that this is Mortal Kombat 1. It's like Liu Kang's, new universe, and this news is going to piss off a lot of people, especially diehard Mortal Kombat fans. For me, it's not that bad, but I understand fully why people are going to hate it. So don't get mad at me. I'm just telling you what I found out last night at the time of this recording. The Cyrax will be gender swapped and will now be a female character.
I mean, it's a different timeline.
Yeah. I mean, it is.
It doesn't matter to me. I don't care.
Like I said, I don't mind that that's happening, but I know a lot of people are pissed off.
People get pissed off by everything, though.
That's true. This is the only thing that bothers me about them gender swapping any of those characters, especially Cyrax. One, I fucking love Cyrax. Cyrax is my favorite cyber ninja of all of them.
Is Cyrax still going to be a cyborg, yo?
I don't know. I haven't seen
the
image.
Or is it going to be like a female ninja? Kind of like Frost.
I think it's going to be... I think she's just going to be like a female ninja, because from what I understand, she's just a female ninja, not a cyborg.
I mean, it shouldn't be a surprise too if you played the game. You saw the variants of the characters. I mean, they're all over. So I mean, like I said. Wait, so how many did you see?
I'm okay with it.
Just Cyrax?
What? I only saw Cyrax's leak because they are like the company. NetherRealm is going through, trying to clean some shit up so we can't get leaks anymore. But it was leaked that we were going to get Ghostface, and they're changing that up. It was leaked that we were going to get Farah from Mortal Kombat X, I believe. and then it was leaked that we're gonna get to Takeda, like, and they showed the image. They didn't show. It got leaked. The image of Takeda got leaked last night as well, so we did get to see what he looks like, and his like, you know how every character has like a customizable piece of armor or whatever that you can actually change. Of course, it's his mask. Like we all knew it was going to be his mask because it's the easiest thing to do. So that'll change. So I saw that last night. It was on. I forget where I saw it. It was like some website that's probably data mined from Twitter or whatever.
Yeah.
But I saw that, and then with the Cyrax leak, you only heard the voice. There wasn't an image behind it, so I didn't know what the character looks like. But it's very clearly a female character. Now, with that said, the only thing about that's irritating to me at all is the main roster for Mortal Kombat 1 barely has any female characters. So instead of just giving us either new or existing female characters, they just took another character and changed it into a girl, which that's the only portion of that kind of bothers me. But like I said, I'm a huge Cyrax fan, so I don't give a shit. Like, Cyrax is technically already in the game as a cyborg from the original stuff, as a cameo. You guys already know cameos aren't like my favorite thing in the world, but Cyrax is there. He exists in that form that you all know and love. So, I'm gender swapping this new version of the character. I don't care. Like, I just want more characters. I want more Mortal Kombat. I want more content. So, give me that. But yeah, that's the news that I had. I wanted to bring that up while it was still fresh in my mind because I didn't write all of that down. And yeah, we can get into what you've been doing.
So I watched Godzilla -1 for the 4th time with the Mrs. brother, which he loved it, and he, and I quote, said that is what Godzilla should be like. So, glad to enlighten him on all things Godzilla -1. We also watched Civil War, kind of. We're halfway.
The newest one, the new movie.
Yeah, I can't remember everybody that's in it.
I know what you're talking about. I got you.
Yeah. It was not what I expected. There's a lot that they don't really like tell you in it. They just kind of are like, hey, there's a war, like everybody's fighting. And they kind of just leave that at that. And then they kind of give you like
hey, there's a war.
Pieces on the way. So it's kind of weird. Not what I expected. And then I have been very, very busy with the other podcast, Behind the Vocals. I was prepping. We had a big interview. Actually, day of recording this, we had it a few hours ago, and we interviewed Milo Silvestro from Fear Factory today, which is pretty awesome, and a great conversation. And then just keeping the weeks booked out with that and working all that, as well as other work stuff. So I haven't really got to watch and do a lot. I'm still patiently waiting, very patiently waiting for In a Violent Nature. But one thing I did see, Christian, I know you don't care about sports, but I have to take a moment and acknowledge it and celebrate it because, damn it, it does not happen often. And I want to be happy, Christian, so let me be happy.
Okay.
The University of Tennessee won a damn national championship in one of the major sports, and this is the first one since '98 that I can remember. Our basketball team, I don't know if we've ever won one. This was the first one ever for our baseball team. They won the College World Series the other night against Texas A&M, and it made me happy. And as a Tennessee fan, I'm used to heartbreak and just being like, the whole game I was like, we're about to piss this away, and we almost did piss it away in typical Tennessee fashion, but we won, and I'm happy that we have a national championship. And now if our football team can do it, dude, I'd probably do a backflip and probably break something. But that's pretty much what I've been doing. I've also been chasing around a 2-year-old, which is exhausting. And now he is starting to put full sentence paragraphs together. And he throws them at you so much with so many words that I'm like trying to piece it together. I'm like, what in the hell are we talking about? Mm-hmm. And usually it's something like bad. Like, hey, I just drew all over the floor or something. And I'm like, you did what? Oh, good job, but damn it. This is what you did. This is what you're telling me. Like, yeah. Because we're in the terrible twos. Other than that, we'll talk about what I've watched this week. And I haven't been able to play any games. And I had a tree fall in my driveway, so that was fun.
That's not what I thought you were going to say.
Yeah. Like, I went to go leave and, like, go to the grocery store, and I barely got anywhere. And I was like, there's a damn tree down right here. So that was lovely. So that's been pretty much my week. My week's just been chaos and stuff. So mine's much shorter than yours, and no real rants. I did watch the Nosferatu trailer. I'm super, super excited for it. And yeah, I can't wait on that. Other than that, I think that's about it. Oh no,
Right.
Christian, you're gonna be proud of me. There is something I started this week, and I'm probably 65% done with.
Okay.
So I'm the world's worst. I don't have time to sit and read a book usually. And also, like, my brain is usually multitasking and working on the different projects I have going. So it's hard for me to focus. So audiobooks, for a while I've been talking about I want to really get into audiobooks. Well, I realized that on Spotify, I think you're allowed so many hours of audiobook a month. And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna find me an audiobook. And there's a book I've been wanting to listen to, and it's Corey Taylor's. Hold on, I can tell you the full name. It's Corey Taylor, the vocalist from Slipknot. And it is called 7 Deadly Sins: Settling the Argument Between Born Bad and Damaged Good. And I'm probably 65% through. He actually narrates it itself, and it's been interesting to me. Usually at night I'll like listen to it like in bed and stuff, or if I'm driving somewhere I'll usually put it on and just listen. And I've really been enjoying it, and I'm excited to dive into more. There was one you told me about, and I forgot it, but you told me Dexter, Michael C. Hall narrates it. What was that?
Yeah, it's Pet Cemetery from Stephen
King. If that's on here, I'm gonna lose it. So that's okay. I'm glad you were. I've been thinking about that all week. I was like, Christian told me of a book with Michael C. Hall, and I cannot remember it. That is one of the next ones, because I've got a list. I'm gonna start going through. And I think that's how I'm gonna digest my books, just so I can kind of like be on the go while I'm getting them. Because like getting
here, actually, it's 100% on there. It's right here.
Oh, is it 15 hours?
Yeah.
Is it? How are you? Are you sure it's him?
I'm positive.
Yes. Okay.
It says it right there. Narrated by Michael.
Definitely. I'm Pet Cemetery. I would say I would wait closer to October, but I don't know that I can. I'm gonna just go on.
It's so good, man. You might end up listening to this because it's fantastic.
Yeah, and there's like a limit. I did not like the book. Maybe it's better audio. Oh, okay. Elf in chat just say did not like the book. It's really
Which
good.
one?
Corey Taylor's voice is very captivating. Is that the right? What I'm trying to say, like he holds your attention. Plus the way since he wrote it, it's he gets a little. You can tell when he gets into parts. Like he's excited. One thing I will say with him, he's very, very smart. He's very intelligent, but he's a little wordy. Like he tends to over, just definitely flexing his vocabulary. But I've enjoyed it. It's been interesting. Definitely heard some crazy rock stories because he talks about 7 sins and all kinds of stuff, and then usually ends up in being something Slipknot oriented that he did. That they're just I mean. It's not hard to believe because, I can imagine Slipknot being pretty damn wild back in the day.
Oh, for sure.
But yeah, so that's what I've been into. I figured you'd be excited. Audiobook Pet Cemetery is now on my list. I think he's done another book, and then I also wanted to check out Randy Blythe's book, From Lamb of God. I think, did he write it when he was in prison?
That I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about, though, when he was in, he had to, I can't remember. I do want to check that out, but I'm making a list of books that I'm going to go through. But if you guys have Spotify out there, and if you're listening to the podcast on Spotify, you should totally rate this 5 stars and subscribe to it. But if you also have Spotify out there, then audiobooks. Check them out. Read them. Christian always has good recommendations. I'm also want to check out some of the horror books Christian's read. He's had some really good ones. And see if they're on there. But yeah, that's what I've been into. And I guess it's time for us, since we've took up too much time with Christian derailing. Where do you want to start? You haven't watched any anime, so I could do Demon Slayer real short, fast, and quick. I sadly did not watch Kaiju this week. Was it the finale?
I think the finale is next week.
I
should have
didn't
looked
know.
that up.
That was a genuine question. I wasn't sure.
I think it's next week.
Okay, so I'll catch up on Kaiju this week, hopefully. You didn't get to see Demon Slayer, right?
No, I did not.
Okay, well, kind of what you said last week, they didn't really go that route, and I'll explain. last week you pretty much said the next 2 episodes would be about Stone. And we would see why Stone is the way he is. And then someone will show up that we've been waiting on will show up, and then that'll pretty much be it. So this episode, you pretty much, I think they just abbreviated your Stone stuff down pretty bad. Essentially, he was a monk. He was skinny. He wasn't very big then. And he had like adopted kids or orphans essentially in his care.
Yeah.
And then one of them was out too late, and a demon pretty much came to him, and to save its life, it like told him to eat Stone and the other kids or something. And so it starts slaughtering, and then Stone like stood up to it and found strength he never knew he had, and pretty much like ripped the demon's arm off and just beat the piss out of it with him. But then I can't remember, again, Baby Sin was being difficult this week, but did Stone say the demon ended up being the boy that was out too late? Did he get turned or something?
I think he got turned, yeah.
I feel like that's what he said kind of reveal, and that's why he's so upset about it. But he also acknowledges Tanjiro in this episode, saying like, hey, you made the right choice back there in the village, in which Tanjiro, being Tanjiro, is like, I didn't do it, Nezuko did it. And he's still like, I still acknowledge you. I've seen how people can turn, like the true nature. Everybody can be pure until, it's the darkest hour, if you will. And then true natures are exposed, and yours shows you are indeed, pure of heart, all this. It was a good episode. I'm guessing that's all they're going to give us for Stone, because they pretty much did that. And then it was Mrs. Sin in chat said, no, the boy turned over Stone and the other kids so the demon wouldn't kill him. Oh,
okay, yeah, that's right.
Stone. Okay, there we go. There's our correction. But I'm guessing that's going to be it for Stone. Christian, are they going to do anything else, or is there anything else to talk about?
I mean, not really. They
knocked that out pretty quick. So the episode was around 30-something minutes. I think they're usually like 20-something. So I was like, wow, it's not much of an extended episode. So it wraps up. Tanjiro finishes Stone's training. And they're pretty much just all chatting and whatever. And he goes, and the water Hashira and the wind Hashira are fighting. And of course, Tanjiro thinks they're like actually fighting. And so he breaks it up when both of them break their swords. It's essentially a stalemate, like a draw. And they explain they're just training. And then he says something about whatever the wind Hashira's favorite food is, which pisses him off, and he knocks Tanjiro out. And yeah. So you pretty much get the thing that wind and water don't like each other, or at least wind doesn't like water for whatever reason. And that was essentially it for the episode. And then as the credits are rolling, you see someone walking, and they've showed it in the post credits the whole time, but now it actually went from post credits to actually walking to opening a door, and then walking in with smoke all around him and like fog. And it was Muzan, and he had made it to the master's chamber, in which the master turned and looked at him, and they kind of like exchanged words, and it ended. It ended with him being there at the master. So we have the one episode left, which will be this Sunday. Time of recording this will be the finale. And this episode should be what we've waited on all season. I'm assuming something big will happen to set us up 100% a cliffhanger to get us ready for, what did you say, final battle? No, Infinity Castle is next. Arc.
Infinity Castle's next. And I fully
did see a rumor
that they were going to
see a rumor. But it wasn't it was a pure rumor speculation. Obviously not Demon Slayer posting it. But someone said that Final Battle? Is that what you call it? Final Battle Arc will be a trilogy movie. They're going to do it in movies.
I could see them doing that because they've been doing a lot of movies.
The Mugen Train, stuff like that. I mean, it makes sense. I'm not mad. If they do it, fine. As long as they do it and they do it well, cool. I don't care.
I feel the same way, and after they come out, they'll be punchy anyway, and they'll probably break it up into episodes for people to digest.
And then people will screw up the seasons like we already have, where people are like, no, that's this season. I'm like, oh, no.
Yeah, exactly. I thought that they were going to do the 2-part Stone episode and then end it with Muzan showing up, and it ends there, the season.
So can you – I don't know if this is going to ruin it or not. I've been under the impression that they're related. Are they not? This has been the
Muzan
impression I've
and
had for a while. Yeah.
No.
Are they not?
No.
I thought it was said at some point that they were related.
Unless I read something completely wrong like 4 years ago.
Okay.
No.
They just opposite ends of the spectrum, essentially like your God and devil, I guess, if you will.
Mm.
Okay. All right. I've been under the impression for a couple seasons now that they were related, so that clears that up.
No, I think that the master is related to somebody who fought Muzan, but not like that. And then Tandra also is like the descendant of somebody. You know what? Actually, that don't scratch that because I think that's wrong. I think I said that wrong.
Who's the
I think I
descendant
said
of
that
Christian?
No, I did say that wrong. I'm thinking
Christian,
of the
would it be number one?
number. No. I know what
Christian?
you're thinking of. No, that's
No,
not.
don't you dare ruin it. Okay, and Mrs. is confirming it. She's pretty sure season 1, the master said Muzan was the biggest disgrace of their family or something. See, now that's where because it wasn't just me. We were under the impression somehow they're related. I thought maybe they were brothers. I don't know. Which made me wonder if whatever's wrong with Master was what was wrong with Muzan back in the day when he was like sickly.
I don't think that that's the case, man. Like I feel. Hold on.
Muzan's super old. Okay, yeah. I mean, they can.
Yeah, Muzan is old as piss. We've seen that already. Dang it. Hold on. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm gonna pull up the manga pages here in a second.
Christian.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I forgot all about that. And I'm like reading it again.
You just reread the thing. How did you? So they
Because
are
I
related.
read it really fast.
They're
not like brothers or anything. They're
distant relatives.
Descendants. They're descendants.
Okay.
Because they're related by blood, but not like they're not like brothers.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like they're part of the same.
And that's
family.
I don't think that's like I said. They said that earlier in a season. Like this is nothing that's spoiling anything. This is not like some huge revelation. I
know why I forgot now.
And I refuse to accept anything you say if you tell me that number one is not, he's not related to Tanjiro. I refuse. And I'm still thinking Tanjiro and Mist are somehow related.
I can say right now, Tanjiro and Mist are not. That's not.
They're related in my mind. Stop ruining my stuff, Christian. God, you let me have my way of Demon Slayer.
Oh man,
I'm so ready.
All right.
Okay, but that's essentially what happened. So pretty much what Christian predicted last week happened all in the span of like 30 minutes of this week. So they definitely didn't you say it was multiple chapters for Stone in the manga?
Yeah, I'm not. When I say multiple, I mean like two. Yeah. I think it was like. Well,
they
chapters.
Apparently like condensed it quite a bit. I'm guessing.
Mm.
But yeah, it's. I know it's a filler season, but I will take. We're on what episode 7? I think so. We just
yes.
Mm-hmm. And so there'll be 8 episodes.
Season
I will
finale...
take 8 episodes of this kind of filler, just like a little bit over like 40 plus. So I'm okay with this. Like it's fine because I mean, other than that, it's been popping off, and I imagine after this, it's really gonna pop off again.
There's some stuff that happens, man. I just don't want to ruin it for you because I read it when I initially read it.
So okay, now where you thought it was gonna end, since you thought them meeting, which I'm sure we're gonna see more about them being finally face to face. I'm sure that will be a lot of this episode, but now do you have an idea where it's gonna end?
This season, I think I know where it's going to end now, and it's just kind of like a sad, somber thing instead of it being like, oh, what's going to happen? I think it's going to be like a kind of somber and kind of sad, leading us into the next season. That jump starts the next like major event.
I can't remember the name of this episode. I think it was a somber name though.
Makes sense.
I can't remember. Okay. Anyways, no Kaiju this week. I didn't watch it. So let's we're running low on time. Let's shift our
The
focus
season
to.
finale of Kaiju is at the time of this recording in like 2 days.
Okay, so sweet. Then this weekend I'll watch it and I'll watch the last 2 episodes and be caught up. Perfect. So Kaiju and Demon Slayer are both in this weekend. That's kind of sad. That's a little depressing.
We're eating good this summer though, man. We got this new anime. We got The Boys.
When does that come out?
Dragon. We got so many things. Which one?
Demon Slayer or Demon Sword or whatever. Isn't that what you're talking about?
No. I said Demon Slayer. The Demon Sword thing. I don't know exactly when that's coming out. But when it does, I will be letting you know because that's definitely one of the ones I'm gonna check.
And when they're done, I'll definitely find me something else to watch, another anime, or I'll probably honestly rewatch this Demon Slayer season when dub comes out.
You need to watch Blue Lock and quit playing.
I'll look at it.
So here's the thing.
Is there a lot of episodes?
Hop on our next topic right after this. I recommended Blue Lock to somebody.
Is a lot of episodes.
It's not. I recommended it to somebody that I work with. And she was like, I don't think I want to watch it. I'll try it. She tried it, ended up watching half the season.
Okay. I mean, I'll give it a shot. All right. Moving along, though. We are running low on time. Let's go into The Boys. Did watch, time of recording this, episode 5 just dropped today, but have not watched episode 5, so you have to wait till next week. So we're going to be a week back because they've screwed us up. It used to be on Fridays. It comes out on Thursdays now, which, whatever. So episode 4. Pretty much all I can say about episode 4 is a lot of Homelander, a lot of jerking off in shame. Deep is a dumbass. Like, the more I see Deep, the more I'm just like, man, you're just a dumbass. But I can't help but love him to an extent, but he's such a dumbass. And then one thought I had this episode is where I will not argue, like, there's no argument for me, Omni-Man would destroy Homelander. Like, I don't see that being that much of a fight, really. I see Omni-Man winning. Where Omni-Man's stronger, I think Homelander's more psychotic. I think he's just more mentally unstable than Omni-Man.
Well, I mean, yeah, Homelander's is more
like
unstable.
Batshit crazy. Like, dude is off his rocker hard. Just and Anthony Starr plays it so great. Like, his facial expressions, the way a mood changes like that. And Christian, I want to put this in your brain. I'm gonna inception you real quick. Someone said he would be the perfect Wesker.
You know what? I can see that.
I can see it with the blonde hair. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Could Homelander be season 1 Mark?
Season 1 Mark? When in season 1?
Yeah,
if you mean the
tricky.
end of season 1, then no. But if you mean the beginning of season 1, absolutely.
He could, because Homeland or Mark didn't know what he was doing, but yeah. And he's leveling up. Literally, every fight, Invincible's getting stronger. Okay, Boys, getting back on track. Boys, Sister Sage is, dude, I don't know. You actually literally called so much stuff the lobotomy, regenerating. You called that. That's crazy with Deep. Firecracker. Dude, what about Firecracker just like being like, I don't give a shit, send the tweet. It's kind of like,
yo, I'll send it myself.
I know.
Because
I was like,
knew.
Damn, okay. I'm kind of impressed. Also, the big burning question from this episode to me is, what the shit did Butcher do? What happened? What was that? What is that bug? Did the bug do something? How did Stretch Armstrong explode into all kinds of pieces?
I think a couple things. First thing you said was with Firecracker. Firecracker's plan worked because she told us earlier in that episode. I'm sorry, the episode before that when she met Sage. She pretty much said that she sells people purpose and all that stuff. So she knew she could get away with that if she spun it not only to be because I've done this, I am now born again through the power of Jesus Christ or whatever. Also, her audience is dumb as fuck. Like that's the whole thing.
True.
Her audience is a parody of like certain administration group. Like her audience is a parody of like super hardcore Trump supporters. Like if you take anything silly that you've heard about them, they've taken that and exacerbated it and made it really ridiculous. Applied it to her fan base, and that's what they're joking on right now. And they did the same with Starlight's group. This what do they call this?
Starlighters.
Starlighters, yeah. They've taken like the Democratic Party and just exacerbated everything about them and made it even worse, and then gave it to them. Like that's straight up. That's what the showrunner said that he did with these characters on the show. And the one thing about the show that I really like is it's so different from the comics, and I can't predict a lot of the stuff they're gonna do just because they're not following. The comic is literally just a guideline for like character names and all that stuff, and then that's it. They just kind of go and do their own thing. So it's been really fun to watch. Now, when it comes to Butcher, I think one of two things happen. I think either the worm in him exploded out and killed everybody, and that's why Butcher had all that blood on him when he woke up because he just kind of like healed a little bit, or it's more of like a parasite situation, like with Newman's kid, the one has like the parasite mouth or whatever. Like it's probably something like that that like ripped Ezekiel to pieces. Either way, it's really weird and messed up. We know that they confirmed that the next season is going to be the last season, and the next season of Gen V ties directly in with this season of The Boys right now. So there's going to be a lot going on, and I want to know how they're going to wrap it up. But I think this is the episode because I'm watching it back to back. This is the episode where Huey
They also
tells
didn't they confirm your other guy from Supernatural is going to be on next season?
which one?
Not the one that was Soldier Boy. The other one.
You talking about Jensen Ackles?
No, other one. He was Soldier Boy, was he not?
I'm sorry, Jared Padalecki.
Yep.
They said that they're looking to bring him in.
I saw a picture of him in a suit, and I was like, "What the hell?" It almost looked like a Flash kind of suit. So I don't know what they're doing.
Oh shit! I gotta look. I haven't looked that up yet.
It could be. It could 100% be Photoshop, but I saw that rumor that they were supposed to be confirming him for season 5.
I mean, they could if they wanted. I don't see why not. I don't know who he. But yeah, bro. I don't give a shit. Bring the whole cast over. Do it. But I like that. There's so much going on in the show. Huey's. Oh yeah, that's right. That's what I was gonna say. A-Train was asked by Huey to get V, because they want to give it to Huey wants to give it to his dad so he can bring him out of this coma or whatever. He reluctantly does it after he tells him that his girlfriend taking her life back. He goes to do it, but you see that Ashley is also in Homelander's apartment, and we don't know exactly what all Ashley has been doing here. I don't want to ruin anything because I have seen a piece of or half of the newest episode that came out today. But she did take a dump in his toilet and left it in there, which not only is that super petty, it's just
isn't that what he said?
Yeah, you left a floater in there. That's so nasty, bro. It's, oh my god, how much you gotta hate somebody to go take a dump in their toilet? But here's the thing. The way that it's phrased to me makes me think that she took a dump in there and just didn't wipe or nothing. Just shit in there and walked out. Like that's a lot. But anyway, so I like the fact that we saw that. We finally got to see Starlight cutting loose and beating the dog shit out of whatever her name is. I can't even think of her name right now. Keep wanting to say Truth Bomb. Firecracker.
Truth Bomber?
Truth Bomb, which is the name of her like show, her podcast, whatever it is. But like so much going on in this episode. I love that they trapped her up. They saw that they found out that she was in 27, I think is what she was, 27 when she was hooking up with a 15-year-old boy. Like, bro, that's so gross. But that's also indicative of what's going on in the world right now because there's famous YouTubers and stuff who are messing with minors. One of the most recent being Dr. Disrespect. I don't know if you heard that.
Oh yeah, I mean, Christian, everybody on the internet's heard that. It's it's all over the internet.
Like that stuff is crazy. I just saw that today as well, by the way. The time of this recording is when I saw the disrespect stuff, and I was just like, what did y'all think happened? If he got permanently banned, you don't just get permanently banned off of Twitch, especially 4 years ago. They weren't banning anybody. There was a streamer on Twitch that full on live streamed her getting her cheeks clapped, and she only got like a 24-hour ban.
Question is, how much did you watch of this stream?
So anyway, when you're talking about the
in other words, I was there until she got the small band. I signed the petition.
Sign the petition.
For those that don't know, that haven't heard, Dr. Disrespect was banned 4 years ago, I think. On Twitch. It was kept under wraps. He didn't really make statements due to legal proceedings. And it was alleged that he pretty much was in Twitch whispers speaking with minors and, saying inappropriate things. It's supposedly come out that it wasn't necessarily inappropriate things and there was never any criminal activity, no pictures, no anything. But the fact still remains that it was morally wrong and he was doing this. And since then, Turtle Beach has cut ties with him. His own video game company has cut ties with him. He's on break, an indefinite hiatus. And yeah, it's pretty wild. But also what doesn't help his case is I'm pretty sure, was it 2020 or maybe before that, he come out about the affair. He had cheated at like a TwitchCon or something on his wife.
I didn't even see that part.
Yeah, he cheated on his wife at one point at one of the conventions. I don't remember when, so I'm not going to try to say. But he had, so I mean, Doc was essentially fucking up back then. He could still be fucking up. I don't know. But yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah,
and this was all leaked by a former Twitch employee that I don't know if it's true or not. I saw something about they were also promoting if they sold so many tickets to a show they were doing, then they would say why Doc was banned because no one knew because it was just kept under wraps. Mm-hmm. And then I guess they did, so they just dropped it. And now I don't know if they're getting in a lawsuit or what. It's been a whole bunch of stuff. It's been like a never-ending, I don't know, on like social media lately. It's been crazy.
Yeah, a lot going on with that. And I forgot to say this too, y'all. Like back with the news and everything, totally forgot to mention that. Rhea Ripley got married. Yeah. Totally forgot to bring that up.
I saw that too.
Congratulations to her.
All right, back to the boys.
Anyway, back to the boys. So much happened in this episode. You got the Frenchie spiral that's happening, and he told his kind of boyfriend Colin that he is the person who killed his entire family. Like, dog, like that's not in the comics at all. None of that's in the comics. So, like, just to see that pop off, I was like, what did you expect was gonna happen, Frenchie? Like, what did you expect here? It's insane stuff going on. Killed his whole family, totally insane, crazy stuff. So he's reaping what he sowed from that. Huey's dad magically just got V in his system after Huey did not. He had a conversation with Butcher about how he shouldn't do it. And also Butcher just casually dropped that he took regular V, 3 weeks ago or something like that. And he has no powers and he's been fine, which we a lie, clearly has a power. But, it didn't cure him of whatever cancer he has. So, like, that's crazy. I'm of the mind that I think Huey didn't do it. I think that his mom did it.
I think 100% his mom did it. Because I think Huey decided he was right, that it wasn't worth it and it wouldn't work. Like, he trusted Butcher. Yeah. Which, I don't know if you should trust Butcher, because Butcher has a really bad habit of lying. Mm-hmm. But I don't think he did. I think his mom did it. Because she was kind of looking at him where, if you pay attention, she's her body language and the way she's like looking at his coat and him.
She's like smiling a little bit.
Yeah. So I for sure think she did it.
Yeah, I think it's 100% that she did it. But yeah, man, that in a nutshell, that's what
Christian?
the bad room. Yeah.
Oh, you froze for a minute.
Oh, sorry.
What about bad room?
Homelander went back to what he calls the bad room. Essentially, was raised, and he essentially tortures the staff there. He brings them a Fudgy the Whale, tortures the shit out of them, lasers a guy's dick off, and he literally incinerates another guy.
The best part was, you're getting dick blood on my boots.
Getting dick blood on my boots, Marty. Like it's crazy. I'm not gonna lie, I did laugh at that part. Him laughing frantically at Marty trying to beat off in front of all those people so he didn't get his dick blasted off. It was funny, but it was also so psychotic, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's getting worse. We're just waiting. I feel like the whole boys show has been the fuse lit to when will Homelander snap. When is he gonna snap? And then it's gonna be just he doesn't give a shit. He does what he wants when he wants, more than he does now. He already does that now, but without any restrictions.
Yeah.
When is he essentially Injustice Superman in the regime? He's more psychotic. Like,
yeah, it's insane. But that's really all that I have on that episode.
All right, so
we'll get to that.
It's time for us to get to House of Dragon. Christian has a small War and Peace novel, so prepare yourselves. We're running low on time, but I'm sure Christian's got another 3 hours in. I'm just kidding. The podcast will not go 3 hours. I will cut it off before Christian goes 3 hours of talking. So he's taking a big gulp of water, as you can tell, or whatever he's drinking on. Christian, I wish you could tell me that's Kool-Aid. I would love for you to tell me that's Kool-Aid.
Straight whiskey in there, y'all.
I would be impressed.
Neat. No, I'm kidding. It's not. It is actually a mixture of purple and red Kool-Aid.
No, it's not. All right, Christian notes. Or actually, let's start with the Mrs. Sin notes.
This is how many? This is a liter.
I'm
64 ounces of purple and red Kool-Aid.
I'm not talking to you. No, it's not. I'm not talking to you.
So good.
Mrs. Sin has read the book, so she tends to pick up on more stuff. So I'm going to go over her House of Dragon notes, and then we'll go into Christian's literal novel of notes. Because if you've watched on YouTube and you've seen anything, or you were in the live stream, he has shown off his notes, and it's pretty extensive. So, yeah. All right, House of Dragon notes. Number 1, Sir Kristen is a hypocrite piece of shit. Okay, I like her notes already. Her notes already are wonderful. All right, number 2, the fact that Otto doesn't try listening to Alicent or comfort her is being passed down. We see this when Aegon does not comfort Helena, and Alicent does not comfort Aegon when she finds him crying. I've not read this one. Oh, no, she's saying she has not read this one yet. She has the book. Whatever. She still knows more. Okay, number 3. Which Eric dies? I think it's Rhaenyra's Eric that dies, and the other Eric kills himself. Number 4 is thought the little boy's head was going to roll out of the casket, and I did too. I was waiting on that sewn-on head to hit a bump and go rolling. In typical Game of Thrones fashion, I was like, it's about to happen. It's about to roll in the crowd, and it's going to be hysteria, and it's going to be awesome. And it didn't happen. Instead, they just got their damn wheel stuck. All right, that's our notes, Christian.
I expected so much more notes. I'm not even gonna lie, but I'm gonna blow through these. Let's get started.
I hope your note can top hypocritical piece of shit for Sir Kristen.
No, that was top tier note taking right there. There's no way I can do better than that. Like, no lie. Not even trolling. That was fantastic. So the episode opens with the bloody sheets of Prince Jaehaerys. After learning of the prince's death, the gates to King's Landing are closed, so nobody can get in or out. Blood is caught carrying the prince's head in a bag, which, like, come on, guy. What the hell? The Silent Sisters stitch it back on for a funeral later, which you were just talking about, which is, first of all, that's crazy to think about. But I'm pretty sure in the, you know what? I'm about to skip ahead. I'm not going to do that right now. Let's keep going. The small folk are rounded up, and all the staff in the castle are rounded up to find out who the culprits may be. King Aegon smashes his father's mold of the city. Like essentially, he destroys his father's legacy because that's all we ever saw King Viserys doing
It's like
was building
full
that
scale,
model
or his
city.
model of shit. I went blank. What is the main
Of
city?
where the it's the city that the Targaryens come from.
Oh, is it not?
Yeah,
Oh my God, King's Landing. Wow, I was
it's not King's Landing. I wrote it in my notes somewhere.
All right, keep going. I know what you're talking about. It's back
Yeah.
where Daenerys goes back to, right?
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
Dragon something. What
No,
the shit?
Dragonstone is where Rhaenyra is currently.
Where the hell am I thinking of? What is the one that?
We'll get to it. We'll get to it. I wrote it in here somewhere. It's
Okay.
in one. It's on one of these pages of notes. Anyway, we see with that Aegon is the exact opposite of his father, the old king Viserys. Like Viserys was not super quick to anger. He thought about stuff all the way through. He didn't want to. He didn't want blood for blood most of the time. He was trying to stop the fighting. He ruled a bit. When he ruled, though, it was peace. There was peace in the realm. Like I'm not gonna lie, he wasn't the best dude ever, but like shit was pretty peaceful with him. So as you can see, Aegon is the exact opposite. He doesn't learn from the past. He doesn't look into history whatsoever. He makes a lot of mistakes. He's not rational. He doesn't make rational decisions. But I will say, in the book, especially Miss Sin, if you're listening, in the book, Aegon straight up refuses the crown. He does not want it until Sir Kristen essentially whispers in his ear and pretty much tells him, like, I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember exactly what he said. But he pretty much tells him that if he doesn't become the king, then Rhaenyra will become queen, rule, and then have him killed so that nobody can claim her throne from her. And then he accepts at that point because he wants to live. So that's pretty much what happens with that. Aegon wants war. And in the book, I remember this part. He said they castrated me. They killed my only legitimate son and heir. But he didn't say that in the show. He just was really pissed off and blaming everybody. Rightfully so. Like I'd be doing the same shit, so I get it. Um, we saw in season one that he has bastard children. At least it's rumored that he has bastard children. The kids in the fighting pits, like the slaves.
Yeah.
So like he has other heirs, and he has other children too. But like that was the one that he was like the closest with, that he had going to meetings and stuff with him to be his heir, 100, his legacy. I think is what he says in the show. That was his son was his legacy. Um, the show seems not to include his other son Maelor too much. Like they mention him and you see him, but he's just not really in it that much. He's the third child in the book, and he was 2 years old when he saw Blood and Cheese kill Jaehaerys. So just I'm only telling you guys that so you can see what the kind of time limit was with stuff. So it was insane. Like they're just doing shit. It's Game of Thrones, so of course. But yeah. Anyway, moving on. Aemon notices like right away that his room is different, that passageway is open, and that the coins that were on the map that he had earlier, that him and Kristen Cole, they're gone. So he knew that the assassins came in for him like almost immediately. It didn't take him any time to figure that out. This makes him think that he was I already said that he knows he's the target. We'll hear about that here in a minute. When he goes to, I skipped ahead a little bit because I wrote the notes like after watching it. But when he goes to the brothel with the main madam, I don't think she has a name, and if she does, I don't remember it. He's super vulnerable with her. That's the woman that like essentially took his virginity. Like, notice he is fully naked. He doesn't have clothes on. He doesn't even have his eye patch on when he's talking to her, and we never see him that way, like ever. So I thought that was really cool. He
Miss
obviously
Sid's
has
chiming
mommy
in chat
issues.
that he has mommy issues or something.
Yeah, 100%. Full ass mommy issues. Um, he also says that he regrets killing Luke. He just lost his temper that day. So I mean, it's cool to see that he has somewhat of a soul. At the same time, my dude, you just incited war with this and didn't tell anybody the truth of what happened. You just went with it because it made him more scary to the realm. So there we go.
He also acknowledges that Damon views him as a threat, which he likes.
Which he likes.
Yeah, he is excited by this.
I'm pretty sure in the book as well, he is betrothed. He has. I'm pretty sure he's betrothed to somebody. He's supposed to. He's always in the brothel with this woman. You see later that Otto vows to Alice killers will be found. She blames herself, saying the gods are punishing her. Gods punish me, and I'm just like, oh my god, shut up. She's banging Kristen Cole, which Otto doesn't know. She tries to tell him later, but he said he doesn't wish to know. He doesn't want to know what she's getting into because it just honestly, the reason why I think Otto doesn't he's gonna say is because he doesn't want to be any more disappointed in his family than he already is. But that's just me. I didn't watch the after credits thing where they kind of show you the behind the scenes stuff. So maybe he explained it more, but I didn't really watch it. I didn't have time because I wanted to write these notes. But yeah, Otto immediately is trying to spin the child's death though, like to make a political gain. He's trying to get people on the side of Team Green by having a public funeral and all that.
Otto's shitty for doing it, but at the same time, as far as like politics and playing the Game of Thrones, which is very, politic heavy and spinning things and winning over the mass of people, Otto is actually really good at that. He spun that so fast to make them the victims and her to be the bad guy when she had nothing to do with it.
Exactly. He's good at his job.
Yeah,
for
he's
sure.
very good at his job. Is he a piece of shit? 100%. But he's very good at his job in making the crown seem, like the good guy at all times, pretty much.
Yeah. Helena is not down with Otto's plan. She doesn't want a public. She wants to mourn in private, and in peace. But Alicent convinces her otherwise.
I mean, Alicent didn't want to either, though, too, at first.
She didn't, but she's going to go with whatever Otto says because, I mean, he's been right pretty much the whole time. I don't know if you clocked this, but the blanket that Helena was sewing for Jaehaerys in the first episode is now his funeral shroud. And I think that's because, remember when we saw her knitting it or sewing it in the first episode, that's when she was telling what's his name, the king, that she was scared of the rats and blah blah blah. I think she had a vision, and well, in the book she definitely does. I think she had a vision and saw Jaehaerys die, so she was like instinctively making this shroud for him, but making it as a blanket like a mother would do back in these times, just inherently. So I really like to see that because I remember that it had like all the gold in it and stuff, that pattern, and then we saw it again on him during the funeral. So I really liked that continuity there. That was really cool to see. I mean, it wasn't cool to see because we saw a dead fucking kid with his head sewed back on, but for the context of the details, it was great. Aegon calls an emergency meeting of the small council, and he's pretty much pissed off and telling everybody it's their fault. He goes to Kristen Cole, asking him where he was, and he was like, I was in bed. And he was in bed. He was just in bed clapping Aegon's mom's cheeks. So we have that. He even got pissed off at Alicent, started blaming her, essentially. Like, he's going on everybody. But he's also talking about how he wants blood. Like, he wants Rhaenyra dead. He wants to ride down. He wants to rain fire on them. How she's done all this stuff and how she's laughing at him. How the realm is laughing at him. How he doesn't want to seem weak. All this stuff is happening. And while he's going off, Lord Larys, like the foot fetish dude, the master of whispers, shows up and announces.
What is his name? Didn't he have
His name is Loras.
No. Didn't he have a nickname?
We did give him a nickname in the last season. What was that nickname? Jeez, now you're going to make me go back to my old notes. Why have you done this?
Did Littlefinger, and was it like Middlefinger or something? No, that was...
No, it wasn't Middlefinger. That's funny, though. Oh, here are my old notes. Let's see if we can find it. Keep thinking. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it. I promise.
Maybe we named Otto Middlefinger.
We did name Otto Middlefinger.
But what did we name? We named dude something, and I can't remember.
God, what was his name?
It was something with a foot, wasn't
it? I don't remember, man.
Because he had that foot fetish going.
Shoot. What was his name? I'm looking at my notes, but I had so many notes, dude. God. I had less notes then than I do now, that's for sure. But still, so many notes. What was Lars's name that we called him?
I don't remember.
That's crazy. I'm gonna be thinking about that for the rest. I'll find it as soon as we're done. I'll find it.
We'll write it down for next week. Bring it back. Because we named him something 100%. I don't remember what.
Dang. I really don't want to keep thinking about that, but that's all I'm doing. Thinking about it.
Go back to your notes, Christian. Return to your book.
All right, let's get it. All right, anyway. You brought this up. That's your fault.
I know.
Lord Lars, the Master of Whispers, pretty much tells them that they capture blood. At first, Aegon doesn't want the public to know that his son is dead for fear of being weak, which I said earlier. But he gets convinced by Otto that it's the right move to make, so they do it. I don't know if I wrote this down, but the king beats the dog shit out of Blood, just beats him to death. I don't even remember what he beat him to death with. But he definitely did do that. It's crazy. It's fucking insane. It's fucking insane. Man, my notes are all over the place, and I'm reading it. Some stuff, so I'm trying to get it together.
Christian.
Oh, during the funeral procession. During the funeral procession, the procession leader says, "Behold, behold the works of Rhaenyra Targaryen, pretender to the throne, kinslayer, defiler of the innocent. Behold the works of Rhaenyra the cruel." I was like, God dang, they made her out to be the worst person in history, and she didn't have shit to do with what happened. And I just thought that was cool. And also, I don't know if you remember, but kinslaying is like the absolute worst sin like that you can commit in this time in Westeros. So like, yeah, if you're a kinslayer, you're nothing. Like it's the worst. So I remember that. Helena is heartbroken during the funeral. When she sees Aegon later, he ignores the shit out of her, which you said earlier. Just walks off, which we'll see happen again. The death of the death of Jaehaerys comes as a shock to Rhaenyra because she had no idea that he was killed. And I remember in the last episode, in episode 1, I think she only had one speaking line, which is "I want Aemon Targaryen." That's like all she said.
Yeah. So we have a question from chat. Mrs. Sin's in chat with her hand up like this, and I think I'm pretty sure I can answer this. At least part of it. Christian will probably tell me I'm wrong, but I'm gonna try. Question: who is the guy that rescued Sea Snake and the guy he talks to? The one with dreads. I'm totally lost on who they are and their purpose. Christian last episode said that Alan, who is not the one with dreads, I believe. Correct? Isn't the name Alan? It's something basic like that.
It's Alan and
anyways, Alan is Sea Snake's bastard, I believe. Correct?
They both are.
Okay, both are Sea Snake's bastards. There you go. They're his bastard sons.
Mm. That is true.
Yeah, I think you talked about that last week, so that's how I knew that Alan at least was. But I assumed when I saw the other one, since they were so close, I was like, yeah, that's his other bastard. Has to be.
Yeah, it's Alan and Adam, and the one with dreads.
What is the significance
I think I wrote
of
that down. I'll write it. I'll write it down. I got you. I'll get it. I'll get to it. Yeah, we're in there.
Alan?
Yeah, now don't even worry about it. These notes aren't for nothing, girl. I got you. Let's keep going.
Okay.
Let's keep going. The entire realm thinks that she's a child murderer. It's crazy because Rhaenyra immediately clocks that Daemon did it. Like when they're at the small council table, she looks at Damon immediately once they start talking about this. So she knows who did it because that's all he was talking about last episode was blood for blood, son for a son, that kind of thing. Rhaenyra tells Damon that she doesn't trust him and she never fully did, and she can't trust him anymore, just like her father did. They get into a giant argument, and it's like super intense, and the acting in that scene was fantastic. Anybody that saw it has no choice but to agree because it's the truth. That acting was so solid on that part.
Oh, with Damon and Rhaenyra?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, their chemistry and the way they go, the way they do their emotions and everything, and even I think it's brought up like woman's rage, how you see her just kind of escalating, getting pissed. They did fantastic. That was a great scene.
Absolutely. He yells at her back and then kind of fucks his dragon and leaves, which sucks because Damon is looked at as one of the most fierce warriors in the realm right now. So if people find out that he's not there anymore, that's going to make Rhaenyra look weak. At least I'm pretty sure that's what it was in the book. Yeah, that's how it was in the book. Moving back onto the notes though, because I'm going on a tangent. Jace believes that he's going to Harrenhal, which makes sense because he's talked about Harrenhal a lot. And then also Aemon talks about Harrenhal as well a whole lot because him and Daemon are practically the same person. Rhaenyra tasked Baela, which is Daemon's oldest daughter, with taking her dragon Moon Dancer and keeping King's Landing. Jace offered this earlier in the episode, if you remember, but he was denied. And I think she denied him because she just didn't want to lose another son. I'm pretty sure that's why she told him no. I don't think it's because she needed him close or whatever. She just didn't want him to.
Yeah, she doesn't want to put another son out there to potentially have that same, or I guess to amplify her grief.
Mm-hmm. Then you see Sir Criston get hit pretty hard. He's the like bloody bed of Prince Jaehaerys, but instead of like taking the blame for his death, he like blames someone else. Because I mean, that's what bad people do. They can't accept the responsibility for their actions unless they're all good, right? Which really sucks. But he blames Sir Arik, I believe, is with the A, Arik, and then Eric is the one that's.
They're
but
very
Arik,
easy to mess up.
Yeah. Arik claps back at him and asks him where he was the night that this happened, why he wasn't there to protect him,
Which
and he
Kristen
also
says,
asks,
clapping the queen, whatever's cheeks. Mind your business. Okay,
right?
he doesn't say that,
He
but
pretty
he should
much
have.
exactly. Arik pretty much says like, why does the queen have no sworn protector? Which makes sense because Helena should have a sworn protector, but because he's like the commander of the Kingsguard or whatever, he could easily run interference on that because he keep clapping cheeks. Like he's selfish, like we've already seen, and he's kind of like it's like a fucking like a wafer of a guy. You know what I'm saying? Like he whines when he doesn't get what he wants from women, and then lashes out on people. Like we see in this episode. It's really annoying because that's just whatever. Sir Criston's such a piece of garbage, but I love talking shit about him because he's easy to shit about. But anyway, he pretty much tasks Sir Arik with going to Dragonstone and killing Rhaenyra to have blood for blood, and he tells him that nobody will know because they're twins, and as long as he looks and plays the part, they won't be able to tell him from his brother. So he goes to do that because he uses honor. Sir Criston, uses honor as his bind to hold him there. So he's honor bound at this point to go do it. So he goes to do it because he takes his honor seriously, unlike Criston Cole because he's a piece of shit. So
hypocritical.
I thought that was really fucked up. It was so fucked up, but it made for a great scene. It made for a really great scene later. Rhaenyra she looks over, her two youngest children, Aemon. I think their names are Aegon the Third and Viserys the Second. I think that's their names. If I am incorrect, please let me know in the comments or live, because it's hard to remember. Allison asked Sir Criston if he's told anyone about them, which obviously he hasn't because he's like, "Do you think me a fool?" I'm just like, you run your mouth about certain stuff, but you're not running your mouth about this because you don't want to get your balls cut off. And I totally get it. Helena knows about them, but won't speak on it. She just doesn't give a shit because her son just got murdered, so she's gutted, and the last thing she cares about is her mom's weird affair with Kristen Cole. Which, I mean, can you blame her? Also, a quick reminder: I'm pretty sure Lord Laris, like the Master of Whispers, I'm pretty sure he knows that Sir Kristen Cole and
he does.
Allison are banging, because remember in the first episode
he brings it up something about where she was. He tried to get he tried to speak with her before the council, but she was indisposed. And the way he insinuated is like, I know you were in there knocking the boots.
Well, I don't. That's the thing. I don't know if he knew right then. I think he had a suspicion. I think he full on knows now, because remember,
he knows. You know, he knows. He's like, I know where them feet are.
He fired all of her and like gave her brand new ones that he handpicked that obviously are going to answer directly back to him. So yeah, they're telling all the business. They got to be telling all the business. Anyway, Ayla and Jace talk about their dads, and that she tells us that she's scared of her dad, which is Damon, in case you forgot. And she also straight up says casually, like while they're talking, like how Jace feels about his real dad, you know? So it's clear that they all know, they just don't talk about it, because if somebody finds out, they're going to die. So I think that that's really cool that their relationship is so sound that they just talk about stuff openly with each other like that. We also see her doing more stuff, shooting a crossbow, being a good shot. Like, I like that we see this female character that gets more play in the book, like actually doing something, because she's in the book a lot more than she is in the show so far. Then we meet Adam. That's his name, Adam, the brother of Alan. And Adam believes that Corlys should have assigned Alan to sail with him after saving his life, mostly because of the money, because they need money to survive, and they would make way more money if they were part of Corlys's crew. Now, I think I said this last week, and I know that Sin just asked about it, but they are definitely, and in the book they are also future dragon riders, which we kind of see because Adam looked up while he was like kind of fishing for clams and found that crab. He looks up and he sees sea smoke in the air. And if you guys remember, sea smoke is the dragon that belonged to Laenor, who they told everybody was dead, but he actually just escaped with his boyfriend or whatever. His dragon is just unattended, doesn't have a rider. And I'm pretty sure, like, I have to go back and read this passage again to make sure, but I'm pretty sure Adam claims sea smoke and gets to ride that dragon. So we'll see.
Interesting. Which
is fitting, because sea smoke is the original dragon of Corlys's like actual son. That's not this legitimate son. Excuse me. So I think that was cool. Kind of speeding this along just because time is like pretty much out. Rhaenyra picks up a book about Aegon's conquest, and we see a page with Aegon and his two sister wives, Visenya and Rhaenys, which I thought was really cool. And then on the next page, you see Visenya riding Vhagar, which shows you how fucking old Vhagar is as a dragon. She's been around forever.
While we're talking about Vhagar, please tell me you saw the promotional stuff that HBO did. Or Max.
No, I did not.
So before the premiere, they took a 200 and something foot Vhagar and wrapped it around, was it the Empire? Or one of those? And so it's like wrapped around it. And I actually saw a lot of this through Tim Gorgon from Within the Ruins. I guess him and his wife went. And if you went in, there was like banners of the houses, like green and black up. And then they had a huge dragon skull in there.
That's awesome.
And he said that the dragon skull was massive. Like he said, it is actually insane how big it was. So props to their marketing team, because that's pretty damn cool that they went out and did that to promote it.
That's super. That's dope as fuck. Like the fact that they took the time out to do that's awesome.
I'll have to find a picture of Vhagar and send it to you. Like that thing is wrapping this. Like it's wrapped all around. I was like, God, that thing is huge. Super
Moving
scary.
on, we see the like kind of awkward conversation between or Senya tells Rhaenyra the names of Blood and Cheese, essentially like letting her know what Daemon offered her and what she offered Daemon for her freedom. And Rhaenyra doesn't really want to give her freedom. Also, does want to keep her word because she's somewhat of a good person. So she does do that, which saves her fucking life later. Because if she didn't free the White Worm, then she would have absolutely been murdered. Yep. So that's cool to see. Right before that, real quick, I forgot. We have the scene where Otto confronts Aegon, especially after seeing that he has strung up all of the rat catchers in the kingdom,
some straight
had them all
Joffrey
killed.
Shit.
Yeah, straight Joffrey shit. Had them all killed. They're hung so their families can see and all that because he doesn't know which person did it. That shit is crazy as fuck. But in the book, they never found cheese. I remember that they never found cheese in the book because Blood didn't know Cheese's real name. They never found him. They looked for him for like 3 weeks, never found him. So it's just assumed that he got away. However, if you remember from Game of Thrones, like the original series, when Jaime is going through the fucking same tunnels that Cheese and Blood went through the last episode, they see a bunch of bones and shit. It's rumored that Cheese got trapped in there because he couldn't find his way out and then fucking died. But they never like full on said that. That's just a rumor, and I like to subscribe to that rumor because fuck that guy. But Otto goes off on Aegon for killing all the rat catchers. And then also the twin swapping plan. He goes off on him for that. He calls him. And then Otto gets fired again. And Sir Criston Cole is the new Hand of the King, which is clearly a fucking terrible idea because Criston Cole sucks, dude. This guy is such a shitbag. Anyway, the imposter, Eric, relieves Sir, I think his name is Marbrin. I don't remember his fucking name. He relieves another guy and pretty much tells him that he's going to, keep watch for the night because he can't sleep. He gains access to Rhaenyra's room. Then the real Eric shows up just in time. In the book, this fight took place in the courtyard, like forever away from Rhaenyra, so she wasn't like in the shit when it happened since it was outside. But it's way more dramatic for it to be in her room.
Adds to the drama, like her being right there in the conflict.
Yeah, I thought that shit was fucking fantastic. And then Eric and Eric have a fight to the death, man, and it's good.
Yeah,
and I mean, like it's. I think I like this fight more than the Clegane, just because that was so fucking underwhelming in the final season of Game of Thrones. It's still good, don't get me wrong. And I saw a YouTube video where somebody took the time to take their swords and replace them with lightsabers, and it made it way more interesting. But the two brothers fight, the twins, to the death. Eric wins, but because he failed in his duty and he also is now a kinslayer, which, like I said earlier, is like the worst sin you could commit back in Westeros. He commits seppuku, which just means he killed himself, and it really fucking sucks, dude, because he was a dope character. They both were dope characters, but I thought that sucked. Otto talks to Alicent again. He's talking about going back home, and she says, no, go to Highgarden and get them on our side, the Tyrells on our side, because they're wavering. And then also he could talk to their other son. He could talk to Alicent's third son, and I forgot his name. It starts with a D. I can't remember his name right now, but they don't really talk about him in the show except for this one scene. But he's actually in the book, and he's more of a prominent character later on in the story. Damn, I forgot his name. I can't remember. But Alicent finds Aegon crying, like straight up weeping, because he's feeling the weight of all of his grief and anger. And she just straight dips on his ass. She just turns around and walks away. Same thing he did with his wife. Yeah, she noped the fuck out. And I thought that was really fucked up, but also hilarious because all of them do each other like that. It's really shitty, which you mentioned earlier. Sir Kristen Cole is already waiting for her in her bed when she goes back to her room. And then
He's
they
like,
have
I'm
like
the
a
hand now. He's all cocky. He's like ready to go.
peacocking, which Otto talks about earlier. But they kind of just like hate fuck each other, which is weird. And that's essentially the end of the episode. And it's kind of yucky, not gonna lie. It was a yucky end to the episode. But yeah, those are my 3 pages of notes. I think that you guys have a pretty good understanding of what happened and where it is for those events. So yeah, that's it.
All right. Nice. Another good episode, and we can't wait for this week's episode. Look forward to it on Sundays. But yeah, we're running low on time, so we're not going to dilly-dally on that. Thank you for your breakdown, Christian. And I guess it's time, if you have no further objections, that we
pass the whiskey.
Pass those whiskeys. Get your drink, because it is last call time. That's right, last call time. I believe, I don't know, do you have, I believe Jordan submitted a question?
Jordan did submit. He did.
Jordan
submit.
Jordan is all about last call. Jordan's like always popping up in the bar and like, hey, another round. Last call, let's get it.
Yeah.
All
He
right.
actually sent it to me ahead of time, so I don't know if you
he
caught it.
He brought up something in stream that it's going to make my head hurt. So
Yeah.
I'm sure this is going to be awesome.
I live for this shit, man, is what he just said, by the way.
All right, what we got this week? What's the last call?
The last call question
Actually,
is
before
as
we do
follows.
that, at the start of the episode, I think on the inside mentioned first CD.
Oh, first CD.
We
The
can do that
first
real
CD,
quick because, honestly,
like you guys
I don't even know mine.
saw the vinyl version of my first CD, Park Hybrid Theory.
I feel like
the
mine's
first CD.
And Justice for All by Metallica, but I could be wrong.
Now, let me rephrase. The Linkin Park Hybrid Theory album was the first one that I got for myself.
Or Silk the
I
Shocker.
had-
That could be one too.
That's fair. One of the first albums that I remember listening to, it was Burned. I don't remember which album it was, but it was a Rancid album. I used to listen to a lot of punk.
I'd
A
have to
lot
think
of
about
ska
it. No, it's got to be
growing
one of
up.
those though. I remember buying those when I was younger. I mean, so
Yeah,
excited.
I listened to a lot of Real Big Fish when I was younger. A lot of
Okay.
ska was the shit, dude. I listened to so much ska, and then Linkin Park showed up and showed me something heavier, and then I just kept going heavier and heavier and heavier.
Bridge band.
So yeah, Which band?
A bridge band. Yeah, it's like
Oh, bridge band, 100% bridge band. Yeah, 100%.
on to Jordan. So there you go on the inside. I'll have to think about it more. It's one of those for me. I don't even know.
All right. So the question is, if all humans disappeared today,
Okay.
how long would it take for the last man-made light to go out?
Okay, that made my head hurt. I just short circuited.
That's
I literally
exactly
short-circuited the shit.
that's exactly what Jordan said was going to happen. He read you like a book, man.
Man-made light. What does that even mean? The fuck's a
It
man-made light?
means out of all the artificial lights in the world, everybody disappeared today. How long do you think it would be before the last light went out?
Like light bulb, like in a house or something? A street light?
Yes. Man-made, artificial.
Ooh.
So that means any light that is
Yeah,
not
like across
powered
the globe,
fully by the sun.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I don't know. I don't know how all that works. I don't know how long it takes for that to like stop like getting power. Do you know the life? Did you like Google this? Do you know the lifespan of this?
No, I purposely didn't Google anything. I think that for the last man-made light to go out, I think like permanently go out, I think it would be now because there's so many solar lights now that as
Well, not even
long as
that.
the
What
sun
about
is
like
still shining.
dams and stuff and like all that? Well, I mean, I guess don't
We're-
they have to
we're-
turn like turbines on? So I mean, I guess you would need somebody to help run those.
Yeah, so like the last light to go out, like that's not the obviously anything that runs on like batteries needs to be recharged.
Yeah.
That's gonna go out within a few like I think at best like the best thing that we have it'd probably be a couple weeks before it goes out, to be honest. But like solar lights, dude, as long as the sun still comes up, dude, as long as it shines, those solar lights are gonna get powered. So I think that it would take years because we would have to have a lot of overgrowth. Like think of Last of Us, right? You'd have to have that level of overgrowth to block the sun from those solar lights before they stopped shining. So I think it would take years. But that's just me though, thinking about it real quick. Like I said, I tried not to cheat and look it up. So I think it would take years because solar lights, like powerful solar lights, they fucking slap, dude. They do their job. So I think it'd be a while.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. That's Jordan just says solar should be good, but if the back panel gets dirty, it'll go out. I say 50 years. That's
yeah, that makes sense to me. Also, in 50 years' time, there's no.
You broke.
Like
up.
I said, the
so
overgrowth.
50 years' time and it cut out. What?
Oh, I was just saying, in 50 years' time, it goes back to my theory on like Last of Us with the overgrowth you see in the cities and shit. Yeah, dude, the sun would be blocked from a lot of those lights, and they would get dirty as shit. So yeah, I agree with that.
Interesting. If you don't have solar, then how long? If we remove solar from the equation,
dude, if you remove solar, then you got fucking
weeks.
Maybe? Yeah, you got weeks because
which
some
I'm
of
not
that
like
shit
super
just
familiar on like the hydro process and stuff and how long that will last, like water or wind or any of that like generating. But I feel like there has to be some sort of man like operating, right? Wind turbines be good for a very, very long time, but they need to repair eventually. Not sure when.
Well,
so,
yeah, I didn't think about
that to give like a better answer.
I didn't think about like wind turbines and shit. I didn't think about that. I think it would be several months. Like that could probably last for like 2-3 years without any maintenance whatsoever. Yeah, because I mean, after a few years, the maintenance would build up and build up until they just clog down. You know what I'm saying?
So dams and water would go out first. You're saying?
Yeah, before solar. Yeah.
Well, yeah, solar's gonna be the last. And then wind turbines. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, the wind turbine stuff, like the first thing to go out is anything powered by that shit's done.
What about like power plants and shit?
Power plants and stuff also need a lot of maintenance and men to like
how
run
long
them.
Though?
You know what I'm
how
saying?
Long do you think?
I don't know a whole lot about power plants, so I'm just spitballing here. I'd say within
places.
I mean, I know enough to make an educated guess, but this guess isn't really educated. I'm just throwing something out there and seeing if it sticks. But when it comes to like power plants, I'd say 6 months to a year. 2 days, just due to the sheer amount of manpower. I mean, that makes sense. But like, I feel like if they're done well and cleaned up very well before men just disappear, like they could run for.
Do you really think
months.
They're going to get a notice? Like, oh, by the way, Johnny, make sure you get this nice and cleaned and serviced because you're disappearing in a week.
No. I'm just saying, like, if the job is done, if the job is done correctly, without somebody having to tell you to do the job, then you should be good. But who knows?
All right.
Oh yeah, and then he just made another good point. Backup generation stuff. That's what that stuff is for. So that's why I say, months before they cut off.
So everybody's gone though, right?
Yeah, everybody's gone.
Then how will we ever know? We're not. That's the point of the question. Nobody ever know how long it takes.
Yeah. Jeez, that's another cop-out answer.
You're just mad because you didn't think about it.
No, I'm cool with mine. I'm gonna down that.
Think about it. You know what? I like to play devil's advocate and give you the answers you don't want.
The bugs will. Yeah, man. The cockroaches definitely will. I'm gonna live through everything.
Hospitals will have generators, so last a bit. Okay, Walking Dead. Let's settle down.
I mean, that's why I said weeks, months.
Essentially, Mr. Sin saying Rick Grimes is going to wake up and bring everybody back somehow.
He's going to get his hand cut off. He's done for.
Oh, my God. He's going to run around.
Carl's going to get his eyes shot out.
Coral. Man, they ruined that show.
Alrighty.
They ruined that show. We're not going down that tangent.
Thank you, Jordan, for that. We appreciate it.
Yes, Jordan. Appreciate you, sir. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you would like your question to be featured in the last call on an episode of Sippin' With Sin, come to the Kick channel, kick.com/IamSinister. We do these live on Thursday evenings at 7 p.m. Come drop the question there, or you can hit us up on social media. at Sippin With Sin, Sippin with Sin, Twitter, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, Facebook. Yeah, there you go. Sippin with Sin. Hit us up there. Drop the question. Sippin With Sin episodes come out every Wednesday, 8 a.m. Central Time on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that stuff. And my personal YouTube, youtube.com/IamSinister, 8 a.m. every Wednesday, Central Time. You can find me, Sinister, streaming on kick.com/IamSinister during the week. You can also find me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Facebook, Twitch, whatever. IamSinister TV, pretty much on all that. So come say hello. I would greatly appreciate it. You can also check out my other podcast I'm doing about vocals and vocalists, Behind the Vocals, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and the video versions are also on my YouTube. So, yeah, lots of YouTube stuff. Come hang out with us. Appreciate it. Join the Discord, join the Gilded, all that good stuff and things. Links are down in the description for all of it. Christian, where can the folks find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram at Vin and Ink. Name Christian Vincent. Contrary to popular belief, I don't like social media that much, so those are the only two places you guys can find me.
And Grindr.
My God, Jesus Christ. Ugh.
And if you refer back to episode 100, you will know why. If you offer Christian enough money.
All I got to say about that is y'all clearly ain't been broke as broke as I have been.
Look, I want to leave this. I want everyone that's listening to just have this thought in their head as we're ending the episode. And I cannot take credit for this comment. So I have to give credit where credit is due. Mr. McGinnis. David Gordon Green looks like he dunks Oreos in water. I just want to leave you with that. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching or listening to another episode of Sippin With Sin. We appreciate you. If you made it this far, you're a real one. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you guys and gals next week. You don't have to go home, but it's time for you to get the hell up out of here. Christian, shut it down.
Thank you guys so much for tuning into another episode of Sippin With Sin. Be sure to leave a 5-star review, smash that like button, do it on YouTube, all wherever you get your podcasts. We just want to say thank you yet again. You guys are some real ones. You come and listen to us talk. You listen to me rant. I go on a rant every episode, at least one. That's the quota.
More than one.
Just more than one. That's just how we do it here. But I'm going to leave you guys with 3 words. 3 words to leave you with every episode. If you've been here before, you know these words. Say them with me. If you haven't been here, listen very carefully, because those 3 words might save your life, and they are as follows. Don't get gutted.
See you guys next week.